with Evan Gray Davis, who's one of the best videographers I've ever met. He's going to be talking to us, and you yell if I'm wrong. Number one, today we're going to talk about how to script. I can't tell you how many times I've been in front of a video to say, I can do this, this is easy, and not knowing what to say. And that's hard to believe because I know what to say about everything. And so he's going to tell us what people are wanting to hear in our FAQs. And then when we get into week 2 or session 2 of this, what we're going to learn is the best practices for making the video. And then we get into our 3rd session, of which we're going to critique each other and talk a little bit about where we can put those videos. So Evan, why don't you take the floor.
Sounds good. Okay, well, I'm going to share my screen here, and let's see, share my screen and go ahead and everybody seeing that? So, yeah, today we're going to cover, well, the next 3 sessions we're going to cover how to connect best with your customers through FAQ videos. FAQ videos really are the most accessible and effective digital marketing video. I get that question all the time. What's the most effective digital marketing video? What's the cheapest, easiest to make digital marketing video? What should I be using in the way of digital marketing videos? My marketing person said I should be using video, and there's a lot of different ways you can use videos. But the easiest and cheapest and most accessible and I think most effective are FAQ videos. And so we'll be talking today about, actually, as Bobby said, it's going to be a 3-part series. The first one we're doing today is why FAQ videos, how to identify your top 10 topics, and how to script your videos. And then session 2 is going to be how to film your videos with the tools you have. And I'm going to talk about best practices and just using your own phone, your own webcam, and then how to practice and prepare for shooting yourself, for self-taping, for presenting really strong content. And then session 3 is going to be how to integrate those videos into your marketing strategy. So that's what we'll be covering over the next 3 meetings. So why FAQ videos? Google receives an average of 40,000 search queries every second. That's over 3.5 billion searches a day. And a lot of those searches are people that's looking for the solutions that you have. You've got the answers to the question they're looking for. They just don't know you yet. They haven't found you yet. So, your future customers are looking for you. Are they finding you? And of course, if you've got a good, strong website that, Bobby's made for you with really strong SEO, then maybe they are finding you through those search queries, just finding your website. But YouTube is the 2nd largest search engine in the world. Over 1 billion people use YouTube. 300 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute. Almost 5 billion videos are watched on YouTube every single day. And YouTube gets over 30 million visitors per day. Now, you've got Google. It's your biggest search engine. Most people don't know that YouTube is the 2nd largest search engine. And frankly, more and more people are looking for solutions through YouTube and through videos than ever before. And I believe that with each subsequent younger generation moving into the consumerville, they are going to be using videos even more than people do today to find solutions to their problems. So utilizing YouTube is extremely important for businesses more and more, and it's going to be more and more important as every year goes on here. So when you've got when you do a video search, when you do a Google search, you've got usually at the very top of the page are the paid advertising, the people that have paid to be listed at the top of the page. Then the videos list, and then organic page results list below that. So when you have effective videos that answer the specific questions people are asking, your video results may list above the actual organic results of your competitors. And especially if you're making effective FAQ videos and your competitors aren't. So here's a pest control, you know, I just basically typed in, how to get rid of ants. And, you know, there's all these videos. If your video is one of those that answers how best to get rid of ants, people are going to be introduced to your company before potentially their competitors, which are going to be below in the organic search results. Videos are also a face-to-face format. You know, they get to see your face, they get to meet you, they get to get familiar with you, and you can develop some trust and authority in that process, which is a huge part of why people choose who they choose. If they have 5 options for pest control in their city, they're going to choose the one that's most, that they have the most sense of, you know, trusting them. They have the most sense that they really know what they're talking about. And also, these FAQ videos give you the opportunity to be generous and give away content, provide solutions to people, help them solve their problem in a way that doesn't feel like you're selling them something, because you're really giving them valuable content without them having to pay for it. And so naturally, if, you know, I can't get rid of my ant problem by searching for ways to get rid of my ant problem, I'm just going to go ahead and call up the person that I already have some trust in, and they've established authority and a personal connection with through that FAQ video. FAQ videos dramatically improve your SEO rankings. We're going to talk about that more in a minute. Google automatically transcribes and indexes your videos when you upload them to YouTube. So they actually integrate that content into your overall SEO and ranking. And, you know, it gives you an opportunity to convert your knowledge and experience into valuable resources that'll attract new customers. So as far as your SEO, Google looks at your video content along with your website to determine ranking. So Google looks at typically, you know, the relevancy of your keywords and terms within your website. Those words and terms, when you have a lot of quality video content in your YouTube channel with very similar keywords and terms that are compatible and match with the keywords and terms in your website, your ranking automatically goes up. You get more points by Google. And then along with your Google My Business page and your reviews, those are the most important components for getting really ranked, getting ranked really well on Google. So those videos, most people don't really see videos and YouTube as a part of their overall marketing and SEO strategy, but it's increasingly more taken into account by Google. And I think Google is going to continue even more so adding value to videos as far as how they rank you. So you can do any topic, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what your area of expertise is. You know, it could be medical, health and fitness, legal, financial, investing, like folks that are consultants. You could, you know, lifestyle ideas, you know, maintenance, bicycle maintenance or auto, you know, art, music lessons, recipes, meal plans, marketing, advertising strategies, real estate advice, step-by-step guides, you know, so your FAQ video doesn't have to just be an answer to a question. It can be a how-to. It can be the 5 best ways to X. It can be a DIY, you know, a step-by-step process of fixing something that needs to get fixed, or finding a solution or solving a problem. So FAQ videos, I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what your area of expertise is, what your product you sell, what your service you provide. FAQ videos are going to be a really a strong you know, tool for you. So what's the process for creating and distributing FAQ videos? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify the top questions your customers have about your particular topic of expertise. And we're going to talk in a minute about the process of doing that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare short and concise answers to those questions. And then we're going to film yourself answering in 30 seconds, 2 to 3 minutes, however long it takes to answer that question. We're going to, you know, if you want to add some titles and music and edit that video, you can, or you can just upload the video right from your phone. It's, you know, people are not picky as long as that content is really strong and you're solving their problem. Production value really doesn't matter that much to people anymore when it comes to these kinds of videos. Then we're going to upload the video to YouTube. We're going to share it on your website, on your social media, and email campaigns. And that's the session 3. We're going to talk about all that distribution, all the different ways you can use these videos. So that's the process. So how do we select our top topics? This is a really important process because if you're not speaking to the questions people are actually asking, no one's going to find your video and your video is going to be irrelevant. You're just not going to get any views. The other thing is if your video isn't titled in as close to a manner as people are actually typing that question in their Google search, you also will have a hard time being found. So those are a couple of really important things, that you're speaking to relevant topics and you're titling your videos with the actual question people are typing in when they're searching. So write down a list of the most common questions you get every day. You know your content. You talk to people every single day. You answer questions every single day. You probably got a really good idea of what questions are people asking all the time. Make a list of your top 10, right? Then what we're going to do is you're going to take each of those questions as you wrote them down, and you're going to search that question on Google. And because you know the way that question is being answered and the way people are asking it is really important. If you search that question on Google, you're going to be able to find out the top results. So look at the top video results that come back from that question you asked on Google, and look at how are they answering the question. First of all, that's going to really help you script your video. Look at the top 5 videos that answer that question, and you know, how are they answering? What are they covering? Might give you ideas on your content. How did they title their video? That's really important, because those folks that are coming up in the top results for that particular question did it right. They titled their video properly. You're going to look at the tags they're using, because that's another really important part, is the tags you're adding to the video when you post it to YouTube also are very important with how people find it. And then you're going to modify your question and content accordingly. So each question, search it in Google, look at the top results, look at the actual question, the title of their videos, look at how they're answering the videos to improve your own script, and the tags they're using. Do that with every one of your top 10 questions. And now you've got your list of topics. So the next step is going to be, oh, I wanted to say real quick, oftentimes when you type in a question, you also get this, oops, oh, how did I do that? You also get this people also ask box. And that's a really good way to also fill out your questions. You could take those top 10 questions, type each of them in, and probably get 4 or 5 other questions that you can add to your list. I've done 50 topics for one of my clients, and we still haven't run out of questions. It's an air conditioning company, and we still haven't run out of questions that people are asking about air conditioning. 50 topics. And the more topics you have, the larger the knowledge base that you create. Every new video you add to YouTube increases your ranking just a little. Every new video you add to your website increases your ranking just a little. And if you post a new video every 2 weeks or once a month, that improves your ranking. If you go ahead and take, and we'll talk more about this in session 3, if you take and write an email article about that topic, embed the video and share that. That increases your traffic to your website. You know, write an article on your website surrounding that topic, you know, embed the video, and then link that in an email campaign, share that on social media, all of that together. So the more topics you have, the better. So scripting your FAQ video, typically my magic equation for scripting any video is an introduction that establishes the topic, establishes the need, you know, that basically introduces people to the problem that they have, reinforces the problem that they're trying to solve, kind of reflects back to them the pain point they have, the you know, struggle they're feeling in the intro. The body of it provides the solution and how you particularly offer that solution in a unique way that's better than the other guy. It may provide a general, here's the solution, and then here's how I specifically provide that in a way that's, you know, that's more effective or whatever. Then the conclusion is a call to action, is an invitation, is, you know, next steps, telling them, you know, here's what you should do now in response to this. We've talked about your problem and we've offered some solutions. Now here's how you can, you know, you can basically access that solution yourself. So for an FAQ video, it's a similar model. You're opening up, and this, an FAQ video could be 15 or 20 seconds long. It could be 5 minutes long. It all depends on how much in depth you want to get. FAQ videos length isn't quite so important, because as long as the content you're providing is relevant, people will continue to watch. And if they don't want to watch 5 minutes, they get 2 minutes into it and you've already kind of solved their problem, then then they're done. You know, they can watch as much or as little as they want. It's important that you open up your video with introducing yourself. Hi, I'm Evan Davis from Tucson Media Studio, where we provide, you know, video production, marketing, digital content, and you know, and blah blah blah. So you introduce, you know, introduce yourself, and it can be the same introduction on every FAQ video, because chances are people are only going to find 1 or 2 of your FAQ videos relevant to their specific topic. They're not going to go through and watch every one of your videos, and they're probably not going to care if you use the same intro. But it's important that you introduce yourself to establish your authority, you know, establish and introduce your brand. So an introduction, I'm so-and-so at such and such, where we do such and such. Then a lot of people ask me question. And a lot of people ask me, you know, what's the most effective digital marketing video? Well, I'm going to tell you. And then you go into the body of your thing. Typically the body, the first thing you want to do is give a quick overview, the most accessible, the most relevant content first, and then build deeper and deeper. So, you know, I tell people the most effective digital marketing video you can have are FAQ videos, because you can develop a large database of a knowledge base. You can answer all the questions relevant to your particular area of expertise. You can integrate those into your marketing strategy in all of these ways, and you know, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to go more in depth about each of those topics. So I do kind of a quick review of highlights of, you know, this is the solution in, you know, in highlight. And then highlight number 1, more in depth. Highlight number 2, more in depth. Highlight number 3, more in depth. That's the body of your script. Shoot, I'm not even advancing my PowerPoint here. And then introduce the question, answer the question, you know, keep it as short as possible. It doesn't have to be comprehensive, but you can be as comprehensive as you want. And then you conclude with an invitation. So I would say you can make your own FAQ videos, and right over here, I have this special guide on how to make your own FAQ videos. That gets them to my website. Or if you would like some help, just call me up. I actually create FAQ videos for my clients. So maybe the question is, how do you get rid of ants? And you answer that question, and then you say, if you're still having trouble with ants, call us up. We'd love to send someone out to blah, blah, blah. Or, come on by our store and see our offerings, whatever it might be. Conclude with an invitation, because ultimately what your FAQ video is about is converting them to a customer, right? So, so that's how you're going to script your FAQs. Homework for this week is to make a list of your top 10 most asked questions, research them on Google and edit the questions, and then script out your first topic. Because next time we're going to talk about how you can film those topics yourself with your own camera, with your own webcam on your computer. We're going to talk about some screen capturing tools if you're using your computer webcam. We're going to talk about some tools really basic tools that are easily accessible if you want to add some titles or some music. And then you're going to go ahead and film. Homework for next week is you're going to film your first FAQ video. And then the third session, we're going to look at and critique our videos, and we're going to talk about how do you roll those videos out in your marketing strategy. So you can reach out to me with questions at any point in time along the way here at producer@tucsonmediastudio.com. And these are I do a lot of these FAQ series, so there's a lot of ways you can add a lot of value. There's a lot of ways you can do it yourself, and there's a lot of ways you can get a lot more complex, a lot more professional with them. So if you end up running into any challenges or questions, whatever along the way, just reach out, and I'll be happy to help you out. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to exit screen sharing here, and then I'm going to add the stop sharing. I'm going to add this presentation that I just showed you. I'm going to add it in the chat so you can download it. And I see
there's a couple of questions.
Like we have some questions, yeah.
So Roger LeFay has a good question. Why don't you start, Roger?
Want me to talk, or you can just read it?
Nope, go ahead.
Okay, well, my question was about length of time. You hit on it a little bit there, but what's a good average time for a video, and what's too long?
Yeah, I don't think there's any such thing as too long, because again, people will stay around as long as it's interesting to them, and once their question is answered, you've solved their problem. So it doesn't really matter if they bow out in the middle of your video. These FAQ videos aren't the same as promotional videos and the other kinds of really short, concise videos that have to be as short as possible so that, people will hopefully get to the end. So yeah, it can be, doesn't matter, really, length doesn't matter.
Okay.
Evan, what I was wondering is on a fact video, there's several, you're talking about putting it on YouTube, but if we put it on the website or on Facebook or any of those, is there a different kind of standard for the length of time on the different kinds of media you have? And then how do you handle the fact that it looks like about 90% of the people watch videos with no sound?
Yeah, so those are going to be, that's the second question there is something we'll cover in session 2 when we're talking about editing your videos and when you upload your videos to YouTube, always adding captions. If you're sharing them on Facebook, always adding captions, because you're right, most people don't watch without sound, and you want to have those captions. Sorry, remind me of your first part again.
Oh, does it differ on the length if you're Facebook, website, or YouTube? Because if I'm going to YouTube, I think I'm going for instruction. If I go to a website, I would be willing to spend longer on it. But if I go to Facebook, I'm not.
Well, it is an FAQ video, and wherever you're sharing it, it really operates in the same function, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, I don't really think length matters. Now, if you decide you want to share a condensed version of that video for Facebook because you feel like it would be better to be shorter, you can always do a quick little re-edit and just make a short version of it. Again, if you're willing to and able to edit your videos, which we can talk about later.
Great.